Many people have dogs, and probably you, like me, have always wondered, are they as smart as me? Are they as smart as a 3-year-old child? Are they as smart as a chimpanzee? These are all things that I've always wondered about. Dogs actually are very successful. They are very successful. What's the animal that you see the most? Well, you see dogs, okay? And it ends up that dogs are all over the world. Everywhere you find people, you find dogs. You don't find tigers, you don't find bears, you don't find wolves. They are the most successful animal besides humans. They have found a way to live together with humans and have us treat them like we would a small child. I'm at Duke University. I study animal psychology, so I'm really interested in how animals solve problems and sometimes how they don't solve problems. I want to understand how similar are they in the way that they solve problems to the way that you or I would solve a problem.
Come on in. I'm Karina. Welcome to the Duke Canine Cognition Center. Here's our test subject, Napoleon. Hi.
This is Napoleon. He is a almost 3-year-old Yorkshire Terrier. So in the beginning we start with this black cylinder. So first I'll show Napoleon a piece of food here, and I'll show him that I'm placing it inside the cylinder, so that if the dog is standing in front of the cylinder, okay, they can't see the food, and they quickly learn to come around and retrieve the food from the side. Good boy. We change the problem so that now we have a clear cylinder. The dog from in front of the cylinder can see the food, and they have to resist that urge to reach directly for the food in order to move around and retrieve the food from the side. Okay. So Napoleon solved that very easily.
It helps us learn about ourselves. We're kind of a special species. We build buildings and we go to school and we drive cars. And some people are lucky enough to fly to the moon occasionally. We're the only animal that does that. Why is it that we're so different than all the other animals?
So these are 2 dog cookies that Napoleon has never had before in his life, and he doesn't know anything about them, which one might taste good, which one might be bad. See these? Okay. So he used information from my behavior to tell him about which one of the 2 things might be a tasty cookie.
Surprisingly, animals are very much like you and me in the ways that they think.
Dogs have lived alongside human beings for 10 to 15,000 years, and dogs may be able to tell us something very interesting about ourselves as humans.
You take the cups and you put food under one. And Napoleon doesn't know where the food's going. That's why we have this black board. We manipulate both cups so he hears the same sound. Good job. The ability to follow points is actually very special because we've seen that most animals can't do it. Primates, who are some of the smartest animals out there, are not able to follow a point to find food hidden under a cup.
We study primates, and we study primates because they're very closely related to us when we look at what's called DNA. And of course, DNA is what produces everything you see. The reason you have 5 fingers is because there's a code in every one of your cells that says make 5 fingers. So a lot of people have thought, well, if we want to find animals that think like us, we should look at animals that have the code that is the most similar to our code. So it turns out that's not the case. The perfect example of this is your pet dog. They think like we do more than primates in some cases. One of the things that you know very well is that you're very good at cooperating, like playing catch. And I love to play catch. Well, it ends up that we've tried to play catch with great apes. They can't do it. They don't cooperate the way that we do. Do dogs know the difference between their owner and a stranger? Well, we designed an experiment to try to find out. So a complete stranger and their owner would point at the same time, but in different directions. So who do they listen to? One's pointing to the right, one's pointing to the left. Where should they go?
All right.
Our idea was that if dogs really can tell the difference between their owner and a stranger, well, they should prefer to listen to their owner. So by doing that very simple experiment, we learned that dogs are like us. My challenge to you is to go out there and observe some animals solving problems. What are the problems that animals in your world have to solve? Whether it's the birds that feed at your bird feeder at your house, whether it's your dog at your home, whether it's an animal at the zoo. So that's our challenge to you.